Living strong is
Hi
just a
everyone, welcome back. I just
time.
had the opportunity to sit down and reconnect with someone from a very meaningful chapter in my life, Nina Pressing. We shared the stage together back in 1997 to 1998 in Starlight Express during its 10-year anniversary run. She as Pearl, me as Rocky 3. Today, Nina is a respected and accomplished performing artist in Sweden with a strong career performing leading roles in productions like Evita, Cats, Chicago, West Side Story, and now starring in her own show, Liza to Nina. This conversation, it's real. It's about the work. It's about the energy, the growth, and what it means to truly live a life on the stage. And what I believe you'll find in this is something that speaks to where you are right now. These are conversations with people who have lived it, who have stayed in it, who have grown through it. And if you take a moment and really listen, I truly believe you're going to find something here that resonates with you, something that empowers you, something you can take with you. And if you do, I'd love to hear what that is. And before we get into it, I just want to take a moment to thank our Living Strong community, especially our premium members. Your support makes conversations like this possible. It allows me to connect, to create, and to bring these stories forward. If you'd like to learn more about becoming a premium member, visit livingstrongtribe.com. I appreciate you, I really do. All right, enjoy the interview. Before we get started, I really got to say that I'm really, I feel excited to sit with you and chat with you and find out more about you. I know, I think it was in 97, 98 that you were, when you were Pearl, that I was Rocky 3.
Correct.
That we actually shared the stage together during that run.
Yes, we did. 8 shows a week.
8 shows a week, and I think I know we were gifted the one show off. I think that time. I think the next year I chose not to do that because I wanted to flex that fitness muscle of mine, my ego. But I know, and that was also the 10-year anniversary of Starlight.
Yeah, me too. We went to Berlin and we did all those extra events around it. It was so much fun.
Yeah, because I remember I saw you had the little 10-year circle on you, and who was Rusty? Paul was Rusty.
Paul Whitaker.
Whitaker
Yeah.
was Rusty, and I saw that, and I remember taking pictures with Martin Booth and I
Oh,
think Gary as well. And so yeah, and it was amazing. And I
it
told
was truly.
I told Renee yesterday. Renee says hello. Renee says
Oh, please send her my love. How is she? How are the
She
kids?
she's doing fantastic. Our kids are great. Of course, we've got a grandson that we're having fun. I just left him, and because my studio, I have a studio in my garage. I built out a studio, and Renee has hers next door. We have two studios. So anyway, I saw my daughter's up feeding my grandson right now, and he's
Oh,
19 months old, and he's all
oh,
over the place. He's a child to be reckoned with, as I would say.
he's a hoot. Well, first off, congratulations. I hear it's the dessert of life to
It
have a
is.
grandchild.
It is, and it is. And
And
so,
Renee, she's in the studio next door, working
yeah,
as well.
yeah,
Good.
she's working right now. She's doing the show Jelly's Last Jam. So yesterday was her day off, so she has to go in today. But they
I
open
love
on,
the name.
yeah,
Love the name.
it's a great show, and she opens on the 31st of March. So she's all ready, and I'm gonna go to the opening night, of course. But she says hello, and she said I wasn't certain whether she knew you or not because I did
Oh,
more
we've been
years.
singing together. Me and
I
girl.
know.
Yes, at bars. We've been singing Mary Jane, doing stuff. Of course. We got
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, I asked her yesterday. Yeah, I'm interviewing Nina Pressing tomorrow morning. She's, oh, I know Nina, and she's like, so
Yeah.
she says hello. She says, yeah, to let her know I love her voice.
And I love hers. We had so much fun, and you both are so wonderful. And it was a blast to work with you. She was on as well, though. She was on
Yes.
because we did Ashley. She did a lot of Ashley at
Yes.
one point.
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah,
No, she,
yeah.
yeah, I actually interviewed her last weekend and it aired yesterday. So it was a
How
fun,
was that?
that was fun. Oh my gosh. It dawned on me, we've been together. We're going to celebrate 38 years. And so
That's amazing.
I
Congrats.
thought about it a couple of weeks ago and said, my gosh, I've never interviewed my wife.
You interview her every day.
Oh my gosh. So anyway, I finally got a chance to get her settled in, and it was a fantastic time. And she actually watched it yesterday. She watched it and she loved it, and she thought I did a fantastic job with it. So
That's good.
I was very nervous. I was very
That's
nervous.
wonderful. That's positive butterflies.
Yeah, I love it. So I know what I wanted to do is I want to just go a nice, great journey on you. I have this, this month is, international, like an international women's, celebrating women. And I really wanted to connect with as many women as possible just to celebrate you guys and
Mm.
the work that you're doing. And, like Renee, I'm going to interview Jiffy. I don't know if you know Jiffy. A night.
Jiffy, this Dennis Legree's friend.
Yes, yes,
Yes, of
yes.
course. We
Eh,
sang together as well in Köln, in Cologne, and yeah,
Yeah.
she's wonderful.
Yeah, and so that's what I wanted to do. So I'm really excited to connect with you and share with you. So what I want to do is I want to start from the beginning and walk all the way through to where you are today. And
Right,
I really my whole show, my project is really about living strong and sharing the experiences, what I call defining moments in our lives along the way that we can pass on to our friends and anyone that would hear something in what we're sharing, what you're sharing, and that would
right.
resonate with them and inspire them and encourage them to live strong wherever they are, whenever they are in
And
their
that they're not
lives.
alone, that
Yes.
we all share most feelings.
Yes, yes, and I think it's really important that they hear from those of you that would be in a limelight and the makeup, the lights, the stage, and the spectacle, the dynamics of that. And a lot of times they forget. I know I've experienced this, and a lot of the artists that I've spoken to experience this as well. They forget that we're human just like them. And so I think that it's very exciting. So I want to go to the beginning with you.
Shoot.
So share with everyone where you grew up and what was that like?
Well, I grew up here in Sweden, where I returned now, is south of Sweden, where my family is from. And I have to say, it's a beautiful country. Scandinavia for me is clean and proper. And we have free education for people and healthcare and such. I mean, of course, everything in the world is affected, but my upbringing here was everything I could have wanted. Actually, we traveled a lot as well, and yeah, I mean, most people that work in arts or such often have the experience in school that they can be popular, but you yet a loner.
Mm,
And that's when I kind of figured out I have more I want to express than
mm,
this. So I had an upbringing where my parents early saw the
mm-hmm,
need in me and my expression of movements and such. And so I started ballet, Barbara Gray's ballet school at the city theater already at age of 4. And I
mm,
played piano. So I had 7 days a week, ballet and piano and dance groups. And yeah, so I started
mm,
touring with them and such. And then somebody said, you should sing. I was like, well, I only sing with my dad at home because he played guitar and piano. And ever since we were kids, he recorded on big Sonny
mm,
recorders. And then I was like 15, 16 and sat with a microphone on a set. I was dancing, of course, but in this number, she was like, "You're just gonna sit there and sing." So I sang chorus line, "What I Did for Love," and that's when something happened that led me into this whole thing. So to answer it, I mean, it's a big question, but for me, it was a freedom that my parents gave me to see who I was and go.
Yeah, I
And
love it.
supported me. So, you know, like parents do. Now we drive kids everywhere and you want to support them. So, yeah, I have good parents. And so that led me into, you know, and then I moved to Germany and away from home when I was 19.
Now, when
So,
so you say your first perform you started I guess training at 4 years old. I guess you said you started doing
yeah,
what, it was a ballet. You started doing ballet.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
classical ballet.
and then you first sang. You said when you were about 16, you got on a mic when you were asked, and then did the mic.
Well, I mean, I was singing at home all the time, but it
Hmm.
wasn't my tool. My tool was the nonverbal movement, which I found so still find so beautiful, and that art form is amazing. But when this came as well, with that whole storytelling with this instrument, then
Hmm.
a whole new dimension started for
No,
me. Yeah.
so when did you first perform, like in front of an audience? That when? How old were you? When was that?
5.
5 years old. Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah, share share the setting.
Well, it was this dance group I was with, uh, Malmöflickorna, the girls from Malmö, which actually are culture ambassadors, PR
Mm.
ambassadors for Sweden. So we traveled the world later, but I started with that group as well at an early age. And they had an annual performance, you know, at the City Theater, big, beautiful theater, one of Europe's biggest stages, actually.
Mm.
And my parents told me, and I somehow recall this, I think as well. But my parents told me then we danced and did this number, and then we were going to go to the front of the stage and sing, and then we're going to run in two groups out. And my parents told me I was in the center there running forward and singing. And then as they were about to run out, I was standing there in the center and just like, oh, this feels good. You know, it's some yeah, it's nice. Yeah. And then yeah, and then people were laughing. And somehow I think
You
it's
did
what.
not want to leave.
And that laugh is what I've been aiming for ever since, I think. That's the most enjoyable part, even though you sing, you act, but when you have comedy as well and you hear people laugh, that's so I think it started there.
Ah, so that sounds like that's what you loved most from the beginning was you said
Making
that
people laugh.
making people laugh, that laughter. Now, well, you said comedy, so and you I guess it's going to sound like it sounds like we're going to talk about you doing some comedic roles and
I have been
but
doing actually. I got a prize for it as well, if I can boop, toot my own horn.
oh
It was
yeah,
this, no, it was this Legally Blonde, you know,
oh
Paulette, the
yes,
hairdresser. Yeah, we did it here
yes,
in Sweden. So it was,
fantastic. That's
yeah, it
great.
was because I just had my second baby as well. So I was really like, sorry for my language, but milky titties and stuff. You're like, whoop. I couldn't do an Anita in West Side Story at that point, but it was perfect for Paulette. Tights and clothes and just, it was so much fun to just be. And also a liberation for women
Hmm.
to be ugly on stage and just to be a character and not to and just to have her colors show without any filter through it. So that
Hmm.
was with the comedy there and with that bare mirror reflection of her. Oh, she's looking for this Irish love, and she's thinking and she's singing and longing, and that was a meeting with the audience that's really more honest, I think, than telling the West Side Stories are beautiful, but we have the wall. But this here is the wonderful, I think, the
No,
comedy part of it.
yeah, I love that. I love that you're saying that. It's so important. I know, speaking to the women that I've been speaking to, that is, especially these days, so important. And to share that and to show that to the younger women that are coming up as well.
Yeah.
So now, when did you feel that this truly was what you wanted to do?
This as in
As
showbiz?
a show, like, okay, you know what? I want to be on stage. I want to make people laugh. I want to be an entertainer, performer, a performing artist.
Well, I thought about a doctor. I used to play a lot doctor when I was a child, but I think it was the playing of the things that I enjoyed. Playing a doctor, playing a blah blah blah. So for me early on, it was telling the stories, being the character, telling something. And I have to say, Peter, I haven't thought of anything else.
Mm,
I mean, it was so early on, and since I said before as well, my parents just said, go for it, have fun, do whatever you know.
mm,
So it was ever since I can remember.
mm. So did you believe that it was possible to be on this path and then to actually live a life there that was going to be rewarding and everything that you maybe at that moment had dreamed it would be? Oh, I'm dreaming this, and I know it's possible. I believe it's possible. Or maybe did you think that, oh my gosh, I hope it's possible. I would really love to do this.
I I had many mentors in my life and many tutors that I heard different sayings, uh, and one was everything is possible. Um, and that is something that I mean, it's a mind setting. I don't think of course I think of consequences sometimes because I'm adult now, but I mean, I'm very impulsive. So back then, when even younger and more energetic, um, then my impulses just said go for it, whatever is fun, and just do more. And I never said no to a job. I did everything. I did the free ones at the malls. I did the just to get experience. So I worked my ass off. Oh, pardon
No,
my
that's
French.
that's no, that's okay.
Beep. Um, so I wasn't afraid of the working part,
Hmm.
and I think that's the only thing we can say to the younger ones as well is that it's not enough that you're you know, like Michael Jackson, that example that we heard, that he practiced
Hmm.
all the time and with that talent as well. So if he with that talent worked that much, what do we have to do then? We have to work triple as much. So
Hmm.
um, working hard, I wasn't afraid of it. So I think the combination of things that I was saying yes to everywhere got me contact. So they called me and then blah, blah, blah. So I was already in it when I was in school. I was working parallel. My teachers were like, well, I know you're at the City Theater having a dress rehearsal right now, but we have a test. Can I do it tomorrow? Well, and they
Uh,
were so understanding.
yeah, I love it because I know when I did research about education, a lot of work that I do has to do with education and empowering kids through the work in my community.
Mm.
And I did a lot of deep dive in education and what other countries are doing. And I know your country is like one of the top countries when it comes to education and supporting youth and figuring out what is the passion of the youth and then giving that youth all that support. And I hear you saying that from your parents, your family, and the community, the educators. That is phenomenal. Now it sounds like, I want to say that you never had to audition because it sounds like but
Oh, I no. I've done some fantastically awful auditions, that's for sure. Um, but I learned.
mhm.
Yes.
What do you remember
No,
your
I've
first?
done my fair share.
Do you remember your first official audition for a role? They say, you know what, I want this role, and your first audition. Do you remember that? What was it?
Well, it was for a Potiphar's wife in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat,
Mm,
also Andrew Lloyd Webber production. He
yes.
put a lot of bread on my table
Oh yes.
through
That's
the
how
years.
we
The
are an Andrew
cats and
Lloyd
the
family.
sorry,
I said Renee and I, we're definitely Andrew Lloyd Webber family. Renee did
you know,
Jesus
you know what
Christ
I mean.
Superstar, Joseph and Amazing Technicolor TV called Evita, and
Evita, me too.
Starlight Express.
Yes.
So our home was bought by with Andrew Lloyd Webber money. But I'm sorry. Go ahead. You said Joseph, and that was your first audition, Potiphar's wife.
Yeah, well, that was. I've done some parts, soloist parts, where a choreographer in dance show. Well, I was a dancer at the City Theater, and I felt that it was the combination of acting, singing, and dancing that brought that core
Mm.
in me intact, so to speak. So, well, and the other question was.
Yeah, no, what I want to also at the audition, because I know when I went to my first auditions and even every auditions, there's always a vibe, a feeling that I walk in. We have the anxiety and, that nervous energy. So your first audition, do you recall how you felt walking into the room and who was at the table? How many people were there?
Then I'm going to mention our beloved Phil Edwards,
Mm.
because then I have to say I was 18 when my friend said, we're going to Gothenburg to do this audition for Cats in Hamburg. I'm like, what? Okay. So we're driving there 3 hours, blah, blah. Um, and it was like maybe 800 to start with or something. And then we continued the whole day. And then throughout the day, they grabbed me aside and they said, do you roller skate? I was like, roller skate? I was like, and I'm thinking like, oh, this music. Oh, sure, not every day, but sure, yeah. And then a while back, and then who I know now was Phil Edwards, and he asked me to sing Happy Birthday, up, 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 up. And he took me so far up that I had this epiphany with myself. I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know I could go that. So I was like, thank you. And I was just happy for that. But then it was fortunate for me because it was only me and two other girls at the end of the day. So I'm dancing my bottoms away and having fun and, kicking and doing spins and everything and just uh, being excited. And then they said, so can we fly you down for an audition to Düsseldorf for Starlight Express? Are you free? And I was, I'm doing a show now. Well, okay, well. So this Monday, um, so it was me and the three girls left and that day, and then they flew me down to Düsseldorf. But I can't make this shorter. I'm trying to.
No, please go. We have all the time in the world, please.
I come to Copenhagen airport, and my passport is is has gone out of
Mm.
date. And I'm flying in the morning, and it's an audition at Bochum, at the Halle. And I was like, no, no, no. I said, please, I'm just flying for one day. I'm flying back again because I have a show here tomorrow. Can you just give me, please? And somehow I get this day passport thing by the counter. And the flight to Düsseldorf, I stand there and canceled due to technical. I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And back then, we didn't really have uh, cell phones. So my father had one, and I had this big Sony Ericsson one, like a rock. But at least I had one, so I could call uh, who I think it was no whoever organized
Mm.
the audition there in Bochum. And somehow I flew they put me in a flight to Frankfurt and then I took a train from Frankfurt it was just a mess. So instead of being there at 12, I'm arriving when the audition starts to finish, right? So I come there, I'm like, oh my God, what's the point of this? I'm thinking to myself. I'm sitting up there with Nasser and them up in the canteen, which I got to know later.
Mm.
So I'm sitting there just, what the hell? Well, at least I got to travel today. I tried to find some positive. And Jimmy Walski came.
Oh, yes.
Yes, wonderful. And he said, so change dance clothes now. I'm teaching you the routine. And then you go down and with the other kids in the belly room. I was like, sure, sure. So we go upstairs by the canteen. He teaches me. And the adrenaline you have in that moment. You're like, it's now or never. And I'm just like, I never learned a choreography that fast. I was like, and knee spins and shit. I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. And then, so I went down and I had a flight back. So at the same time as I'm dancing in the ballet room downstairs, with all everything kicking in groups and smaller groups and singing, and they were trying to rebook my flight because they want to keep me longer there. So I'm like, oh, I need to go back because I have a show tomorrow. And then they're like coming in and back and forth, and people like wondering what's with her, you know? And they say, can we book you overnight at, I think it's the Novotel that's just next door.
Novotel, yes.
Yeah. So I was like, sure, yeah, but I have to take a flight in the morning. Yeah, we'll book, but you can stay. Yes, I can stay. And so I do the audition, and then I relax a bit more, of course, because I'm like, I need to be at the airport, and you know. So I was dancing, and Philibris was there again. So he's like, hi again. Da, da. He takes me out in the hallway there, and he said, and we've been singing forth back, everything, blah, blah. And I sang Dinah and stuff as well then. And he said, so what would you rather want to do, Cats or Starlight? I didn't know who he was. I mean, I didn't know it was a legit question. I didn't know. I mean, you know, they say we call you in 6 weeks when the audition was done. So I was like, thank you for tonight. Thank you so much. So I stood there with him, and I was like, well, I was a dancer back then. I considered myself not this.
Hmm.
And then, you know, dancer back then, you had to do Cats because then, you know, that was proper dance edition, dance musical. So I was like, well, but then I look around and I'm like, will I ever get a chance to learn this or do this? You know, it was something magical there that I couldn't grasp. I was like, this sounds great. And then stage management was not Karen. It showed me around the set and everything and took me in the office. She said, yeah, I'll follow you into the hotel in a bit. And back then it was Arlene and Phillips, and they were like, thank you so much for today. We'll let you know in whatever, 6 weeks. Okay, fine. So I was all, oh, what a day. Oh, it was fun. So I'm sitting in there in the office and she's chatting away, and I didn't understand a word German then.
Hmm.
So they asked me as well with German. I was like, yeah. I read Spanish and French, didn't know one word German, but I was thinking people learn, I can learn. And so she put a big bump of papers in front of me. So I was like, huh? Because she was on the phone rang and she was speaking German. And
Hmm.
of course I couldn't comprehend. And she said, yeah. So here's your contract. We have first cast Dinah. We want you for Pearl as well. Cover. I was like, right. And I thought she was showing me some standard. This is how it looks, you know. And she saw my face, bro. But I was like, the Swedish. I was like, what? And she said, yeah, that was Arlene that just called. They want you as first cast Dinah. No, they were going to call in 6 weeks. I said, no, but she just called. I was like, and she said, this is your contract. And I was seeing the numbers. I was like, what is this annually? Because I was working on dancer's salary back then, you know. I was like, and she was like, no, you got the gig. And I couldn't believe it. So I rushed into the hotel and had dinner and called my parents and said, well, it went really well. Well, not at first, but then eventually I got there. So
Amazing. That's a
was truly,
great story. I love it.
that was a memorable audition.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. I love those stories. I love it. I love it. Now, when you obviously when you got the role, excited, and so now I'm a Starlighter as well. So I get the role. You're excited, and then you realize first, maybe I don't know, when did you realize that this show, the demand of this show on you as an artist, or did you feel like it was required much from you? Because for me, it required not just my dancing, because I came in as a ballet dancer, and I did classical ballet, and I came in, and when I realized the level of physicality and athleticism
Right.
of this show and the
Mm.
requirements of this show. I personally loved it because I'm an athlete, a martial artist, and the fitness of it. Oh my gosh, yes! Gene Kelly was my hero, so Gene Kelly would eat this up. So I loved it.
S&M like me. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it. I'm going to work my ass off and show them that I got this. Yeah, I'm your guy, especially with the
Right.
Rockies. But I know other artists, when they realize the challenge of it, many of the ones that I spoke to, it really took them to this place that was challenging. So did you get to that moment when you realized the challenge?
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, you were so well trained. You are, obviously, but I mean, so the importance of gym training and having that to feel secure from the outside as well as mentally. But mentally, it's a different thing with Starlight. That's why I think we all feel like siblings in a way,
Mm,
because we were fighting a war together every night with beautiful glitter as
mm,
ammunition. But uh, we all know that it demands a hell of a lot, both mentally and physically. I mean, I put myself after that show, I was like, we say in Sweden, we say it's like a little when you pee in Mississippi. I
mm.
mean, every show after that is like when people complain, oh, we're rehearsing again. Oh my God, it's so hard to show up. Oh, I'm on stage all the time. I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. So for me, going through that challenge and rise above all, injuries, the language, you want to be understood when you sing, you work, you work, you work. What I love most about Starlight is that the work never stops. You can become, I mean, it means a different thing if you're on the floor. If you're doing a stage where you're on the floor, it becomes, I mean, you have to find new things, but it's easier to become routine in a way. So here we have a chance to develop all the time, not only to become better skaters, but to find, yeah, I mean, you, especially here, because it's a different, another tool that we're using.
Mhm,
So for us to be all babies again, it
mhm,
was liberating. Didn't matter how big egos you had from singing, the fabulous singers coming, from everywhere around the
mhm,
world. We all
mhm.
became babies again,
Yeah,
bled together, heard
yeah.
together, rehab,
Mhm,
So I have to say to pull that through and to do that together, even though you're tired, you're seven, come on, boom, and we bumped fists before it went on, and we
mhm,
had to do. I mean, I had so many stuff that I've been working off, all the rituals and shit,
mhm,
superstition.
mhm,
But that show really, really taught me that what, just work,
mhm.
and after that, it's after Starlight, you can do anything.
Yeah. Now, what was the hardest part for you with Starlight?
What was the hardest part? I only see good things.
Mm,
The hardest part was, well, of course, when I hurt myself and I had to dance with the cast on, and I had to tell my parents to not come down to the opening because I questioned the doctor, of course, and he was like, "Well, I can bring in many doctors, but they would say the same. You ripped out of two out of three ligaments in your ankle, so you're
mhm,
out." I was like, "No, no, no, no." But then I did the rehab and such, and I opened as Dinah some weeks later, 5 weeks, 6 weeks after the original opening in June there. And my parents came down then, but first I didn't tell them because I was so stubborn that I was going to get through it faster.
mhm,
But we all know that we all need to heal.
mhm.
And yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know there's pressure. I know the pressure of doing shows generally. Doing your role and making sure you tell the story and that you
Mm.
bring honesty and to the role. And so,
Yeah, but that's my need for the day. That's my need for for the day to tell. So when I did so many shows, because here we play like 5, 6 a week, max five-ish is normal here. But when you do 8 shows a week, or possible seven then, but um, for me it was even better because I love getting that routine. I love
Hmm.
getting on. I love getting it out. I love getting the contact with the audience. So I just loved it actually.
Yeah, you know, I can tell just as you share that it just made you stronger and you embraced
Absolutely,
it.
100%,
And I love the
100%.
idea that your mind, and you said it earlier, that mindset, and it's one of the things that I work on all the time. Even yesterday, I was meeting with one of my clients, and we were talking about mindset. And regardless of what's going on in your life, it's your mindset that's going to get you through. Now, you can
Right.
believe it's the worst thing that's happened to you and you're never going to come back from it. That'll be true. Or you can believe, you know, this is the worst thing that's happened, but I will get through this. And that would be true as well. And I could hear the strength in you. And so thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank
Because I
you.
could definitely, one of my questions would have been, you know, did you feel stronger after that? But I think you answered that. That yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely, absolutely.
And
So,
breathing, I mean, it's the mental, but also the breathing, not only as a singer, but the breathing to allow you to get to that mental, so you actually can
mm,
think. Just to have that breathing going on
mm,
also helps you
yeah.
in many situations to clear your head or to get the focus synapses going.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the things that one of the tools, the number one tool that I teach all my clients, all my students, when I speak is the breathing, the power of breath. And I teach classes on breathing. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely right. Now,
I
I want
want
to
to,
talk.
can I be a part of one of
Yes.
those classes
Oh,
on distance?
that'd be amazing.
I would love to learn more.
Oh, that's fantastic. Fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, I would definitely let you know when the next one is. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for asking about that. That'd be great. That'd be
of
fantastic. I
course.
would love that.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So let's I want to talk to dancers out there because as a dancer, when I did Starlight and went through, it changed my body because of the skates and the choreography. So my as a ballet dancer, my all my muscles changed.
Yes.
My feet, the way I would use my feet, my turnout, everything
Your
changed.
balance point.
Balance, 100%. And so, what did you, as a dancer, going onto that stage? And I've been on raked stage as a ballet dancer, but never on a stage like that with
No,
skates.
that was
So how did
crazy.
speak as a dancer? What did your body do to get that? And then when you went back to dancing off skates,
Mhm.
was there a transition? Was there
Absolutely. Absolutely. It was like, especially inside, because it's extra weight, the inside of the thighs
mm-hmm,
and backside of course and calves and feet, as you say. I mean, and even back because you're holding your body in a different point, center point. So yeah, and especially kicking with the girls as well. You
mm-hmm,
know, when you fell over the first 100 times. But so I loved those muscles to get to know my body in a different way. I was like, oh my God, yeah, because muscles build where you need them.
mm-hmm,
So that extra weight helped me build at the same time with for every stroke that we took. So um, um, but it was a transition back to dancing for sure. And then I went back again when Danny Wooler, when they became pregnant first.
mm-hmm,
Then, yeah. Um, so I went back for half a year, and then I was a bit concerned. I was like, "How's it gonna go?"
mm-hmm,
But I mean, sure, it was a couple of weeks of building up those muscles. And hello, remember, we
mm-hmm.
we're still here somewhere. No, but I work out. I try to work out every day. So, it's our
Yeah.
tool.
Yeah, I
It's
know that.
important to feel
I know.
strong.
I know. I did. My ballet teacher, when I was going through my training, actually put me into point shoes to strengthen my feet. and so which was horrible. But but I remember my feet went through a change, the calluses and everything like that were built up, and then
It took years.
it took years, and then I did
Yes.
Starlight, and the calluses and
Mhm.
the buildup of my feet for that. And right now, obviously I don't, because as a martial artist, barefoot, so I don't have nothing on my feet, and it's all mats. And but I remember. Did you ever do point work?
Um, I did not do point work to the extent. No, no. I did contemporary, but I did dance shoes normal.
Dance shoes, yeah.
But do you remember when you did Starlight? Did you ever go to you had a foot bath and you had the whole pedicure thing, da da da, and they filed those
Yeah,
calluses
that's why
off
I
too
never
much?
went.
And
Yeah.
no, I did it once and I cried. I mean, the first shows I cried. I was like, oh my God, never ever touch my feet again.
Yes. 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 That's why I never really treated my feet. I just left them alone because of yeah, I didn't want any of that. Anyway, so those
It's
of you
awful.
dancers out there watching this, you
Yeah.
know what I'm talking about. So that's why I wanted to speak to you dancers, because many people that I know that don't dance have no idea what the body goes through. And so, and it's hard to
No,
explain
and
that.
it's amazing actually. I mean, athletic people also every sport and
Mm. Hmm.
dancer, of course. But I'm just thinking also the time that it took to work in those skates because. Yes, when you dance in high, we often dance in high heels, girls. It takes some time to work them in and get nice, but there's so many good ones out there today. But to work those shoes, I mean,
Yeah.
that was
The
also a
thick leather.
pain that we normally don't work with that much,
Yeah, I
even though
know.
you have point shoes.
Yeah, I was thinking
Point shoes.
about that yesterday. About I was talking to someone, and I actually have my, and so I was thinking about it. This was because a couple of weeks ago, I just haven't put them away yet. I was
Oh, I
talking
have them
about,
as well in my
yeah, and so
walk-in.
the boot is the thick leather, and
Right.
the only way to break them in to form is by sweating and
Yes.
sweating and
Mm.
hours and hours and
Yeah.
hours of
Yeah.
sweating in your skates to break them in, and then the
And
process.
powder.
And you know, and you did whatever it took, but once the skates were broken in, you never want. And so you had, remember, we had two pairs of skates, right? And
Hmm.
we had, it was, I think many of us, it was mandatory that we change skates, so we had to rehearse in both of them. But I made it so that you know, I just told them I'm not going to do my second skate. I'm staying with this one pair.
Mm.
And so
I know,
many of
me
us,
too.
yeah,
Me
many
too. I
of
had
us,
one extra, but
yeah,
it was like you know those stress dreams that you can have before like reopening or something. You're like, I can't find my skates or I can't
yeah,
my skates are gone. What?
oh yeah.
Oh,
Now you were hired as Dinah
right.
and cover Pearl, but then you became Pearl, because I performed Starlight that with you as
Yeah.
Pearl.
Yeah.
Amazing,
Yeah.
phenomenal. I loved your Pearl. So when
Thank
you
you.
did the
I
two
love you,
roles, there's
Rocky.
two roles. You're an actor, and so there's the character of Dinah, then there's Pearl.
Right.
So what character, as the character, when you went from one to the other, what changed for you? How did you share with everyone that process as a creator?
Well, when I got my first contract, I was first cast Dinah cover Pearl. So I already had a chance to see and to feel and collaborate a bit with how you um, would make the changes of that. So that was pretty clear also with the body language that
Mm-hmm.
um, Dinah was a bit more cartoonish maybe,
Mm-hmm.
and Pearl was a bit more soft and elegant and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so that also helped in the characterizing of it. Oh, Dinah was more instant and Pearl was more thoughtful and
Mm-hmm.
thinking it through a bit, but
Yeah. Now,
she was impulsive.
which role felt closer to your heart?
Ooh. We're all a bit of everything, Peter.
Ah,
uh,
that is true. That is
yeah.
true.
As in younger days, Dinah, in older days, Pearl, I would say.
There you go. Yeah. Now, which role, if you were to say, hey, I learned something from Dinah, and I learned something from doing Pearl. So if you were to ask yourself, if I learned something from these characters, playing these characters, and they taught me something, what would Dinah have taught you, and what would have Pearl taught you?
Well, Dinah was the cuteness of her fantastic devotion to one man, which I couldn't comprehend as Nina Pressing because I was like, well, just move on. Well, no,
Mm,
I had my experience of that as well. But anywho, but the devotion to the love for Greaseball was so, how do you say, contagious in a way.
mm.
So I enjoyed that with her a lot, her belief in love. And the Pearl was to go for the unknown, even though she had Rusty, and even though she went back and it all worked out. But that whole Electra thing there, good for her.
Can you let's go a little bit deeper into that? I want to hear more about that. When you say
And
good for her, let me hear.
no, but I mean, as, we're talking women as well, that you don't have to, I'm trying to tell my daughter as well, you don't have to like somebody just because they like you don't have a responsibility in like a more love relationship to owe to anybody. You have to go with your own feelings. You don't have to feel responsibility for someone else's.
Mm,
So when Pearl discovered that she felt something with this electrifying train, she went for it a bit, and then she realized, no, the grass is not always greener on the other side.
mm. Fascinating. I love it. I love it. It's really,
But
really
everything builds, all experience leads to where you were at. So
yeah.
it's always good somehow,
Yeah,
somewhere.
and this is what I love about being where I am right now. I'm going to be 65 in a couple of months in May,
Get
and
out of town. 65 is nothing.
yeah,
I'm
that's
107.
there.
Do
You
you
go.
believe it?
But I
That's
love
amazing, Peter.
I love looking back over my life and seeing the lessons. And there were moments where I thought the world would end, but it didn't. And here I am looking back and a lot more confident and a lot
Mhm.
more positive about today and the future. Now, were there moments on stage that were monumental, defining moments for you that you'll never forget?
Absolutely. There are so many. I have to say a little funny one, an embarrassing
Hmm.
one for me
Oh, go for it.
was talking about Starlight now. I skate in for do a line. Yeah, skate
Hmm.
in, sit down in the center, look out, 1,800 people, and I have no idea who I am. Why am I here? What am I going to say here? What am I doing? I don't know. And I'm trying to look at the, they're so small. We couldn't see Phil. We couldn't
Yeah.
see anything up there. And they don't. And of course, in that moment, it feels like ages.
Hmm.
It was just some nanoseconds, I hope. But I was looking down. I remember I was looking down at some, there were children there with their parents. I was like, they know the lyrics. I know they know the lyrics because it's probably their fourth time. Help me, help me. I was thinking all these panic thoughts. And then suddenly, I don't think it was a nice save, Peter. This one was not a nice save. I was just so happy. I just got in mid sentence of something. I'm here. So I didn't even save it by going in nice. I was just like, just jumping up and getting on with the lyrics. And then I was in the song, thank God.
Mm.
Nothing more left. But that was one of those moments. And well,
Wow. Now, were you?
I did this as well with a microphone, of
Oh,
course. You have to blame someone.
yeah, that's too funny. Now, were you covering? I know you were doing Pearl at this time. I
Right.
mean, were you covering Pearl, or and you were dying and had to cover Pearl, or?
No, this was probably my because I was there 4 years. Uh, no, this was my second. Oh, how long was I there for? 4 years? So this was no one of my last pearls.
Oh, geez. So that no excuses.
Absolutely not. No, but I think that's probably why, because you need to
Hmm.
keep your goddamn focus all the time.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you can't, and I'm sure I thought I was focused, but talking about breaths and such, just
Mhm.
being in the moment, but not only will your muscular memory help you, but what you need to say
Hmm.
and bring to the story. So, I mean, it
Hmm.
could happen to the best of us.
That's funny. Yeah, of course, it happened to all of. I know it happened to all of us. There were moments because when I was a swing, and was a very good swing, and I had one of those minds. I learned how to do that with other shows when I did other shows, not just Starlight. So I coming into
Right.
Starlight, I knew I had that kind of memory. I did.
System, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even need the books. I knew
Mm.
how to see where I was, who I was, but there were moments where I forgot who I was. Let's say, especially
That's
with
a
the
problem.
Rockies.
Yeah,
I'm thinking I'm Rocky 3, but I'm actually
yeah.
being I'm Rocky 1, and so
Oh,
that's where I remember I had moments where it was. But I don't think. Yeah, it wasn't too drastic. Maybe I went the wrong way and nobody got hurt. So.
well, hopefully. No, but I was so impressed by you all that did. Some of the girls did all the seven. Diana Berge, I was so impressed. I'm like, how can you keep track of the tracks
Yeah.
where you supposed to, your positioning, and especially when you do, one day to another,
Hmm.
a different role. Hats off to all of you
Yeah,
that
yeah.
did that.
Martin Booth was the best. I think one of the best at that. So Martin Booth was amazing.
I only knew him as Rocky One.
The Rocky one, yeah, yeah. So there was a time he had this the premium contract where he would do all his gigs, doing his modeling and choreography
Yeah, that's
around
right.
Europe, and then when they needed him, they would call him in for Electra or call him in for Rocky One. He would
That's right.
just
You did Electra too. That's right.
Yeah, he would just come on
Oh,
in, slap some makeup on, do the show, and
that's right.
he was phenomenal,
He
phenomenal.
had
So
a drive-through contract there.
yes he did, he did.
Wonderful,
Okay,
Martin.
so what did you learn? Pardon me. During Starlight Express, what did you learn about yourself during that time, during your time at Starlight?
What did I not learn, Peter?
Mm. So from vocals to movement to staging to lighting to sound to interact.
Lingual expression in other languages as well. A
Mm.
language that I did not comprehend before is also some very interesting change within your own identity, because there is a different identity in different. I mean, English is obviously not my first language, since Swedish is, but I had a sense of a little bit of French, a little bit of Spanish, but the way that you had to express yourself in a different language was for me also um, exploring a different identity within myself, because I had to use some of the manuscript, things in the life there in Bochum to get ahead. I'm like, nicht für mich, nicht für mich, danke. You had
Mm-hmm.
to like
Mm-hmm.
learn by doing then, and that was interesting because you have to become a kid there as well, not only with the skating, but
Mm-hmm.
with the language. And so that a lot of things happen there, I think, and new culture.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's Europe, it's still a little bit way of different system mindset.
Right.
I love Germany. I mean, I had such great years there. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
a fantastic state that they involve culture in the way that Germany does. Exhibitions, arts, independent movies, culture with theater, music, everything. It's like every day there's something that uh, they can do in
Mm-hmm.
Germany, and because the government pays
Yeah.
for that,
Supports it
they
100%.
support. Yeah,
Yeah, I
correct.
love that, and that's one thing
Yeah.
that I wish we did more of in the United States. We really don't do it like you guys do it in Europe. So that's why many of us, especially us minorities, would go to Europe. And Renee and I, for certain, we almost thought about, actually, we came so close to staying in Germany and raising our family there. but we decided because we missed our family, and thank God we
Yeah.
came back because if it wasn't for our family, like Renee's parents, we needed them because we were performers trying to transition to live in one spot where we were traveling around the world,
Yeah.
all those years, and so we definitely could not have done it alone without Renee's, especially Renee's mom, and her. So
We live in a big place here, and on the other side here, there is another house, and my parents live there.
hmm
And we wouldn't, since my husband is in the business as well, we would never been able to do the things we did if my parents were there to grab two small
yeah,
kids. And
yeah,
it didn't feel like you left them for a nanny or some, because they have a great relationship with their grandparents. So
hmm
that was the release. Otherwise, I don't think I could have, or neither one of us
hmm yeah,
could have
yeah,
continued down this road so freely,
yeah, yeah.
with commuting and everything, different
Yeah. There was
cities.
a when Renee got pregnant with Alexandra in 1999. I I had to fulfill a contract, and so I had to leave. And so my partner at the karate school that I started running, and Renee's parents, they all worked together to help Renee through her pregnancy while I was away. It was the hardest thing. It was the worst thing. And but if it wasn't for family, but we can't. But I loved living in Germany. We miss Germany so much, and we do hope to go back for the if they make it to 40 years.
Yay!
We're going to Germany for 40, but that'll be our 40th wedding anniversary as well.
That's
So we're
amazing. That's a
going.
good trip. That's a good
Yeah,
trip.
we're definitely going to go back. So, but I want to segue. Okay, you finished your contracts with Starlight Express, and I want to now go to move into after Starlight to get to where you are today. Now, I did a little bit of the research that I did of you that you had a chance to do Rent Mimi in London, but you chose to go home. Can you share with everyone what that is a juicy role? That's an amazing show in London, and so can you share with everyone your thinking, your thought, and without
Yeah.
question, you're not one that regrets anything. I don't think you're someone that regrets, but
No. Christian Hunter, I remember I told
hmm
him, he was like, "What are you, stupid?" But they flew me. I remember it was Giulio Scatola and Tom Moneypenny that said there's an audition for Rent in London. You should go. I was like, oh well. It was an open audition, took like forever, blah blah. And they just had a break for lunch before I got in. I was like, oh, and I'm thinking, oh, that's good. They got sandwiches and stuff in their bellies. So I went in, sang, and then they flew me back for a couple of more auditions. And then I remember I was doing Starlight, and I was home for a few days. They have an island. My parents had a house on an island east of Sweden. So I remember I was on that beach on that and trying to connect with Debbie O'Brien in London, the agent trying to, she wanted me, blah, blah. And I'm like, you're breaking up. I'm here in this island in Sweden. I'm like, and then at the same time, um, the director for the city theater here in my hometown in Malmo called me on my German phone. And at that point, it was fax as well. So he sent me fax and stuff and offered me uh, one of the leads in this original production of, it's called Bad People, and it was based on a Swedish well-known book about this area as well. And Mikael Wiehe was he is a fantastic Swedish composer that was going to do the music, and Philip Sandén, fantastic director, was going to direct it. So for me to have a chance to be in an original production, it was going to be CDs, it was going to be the whole thing back then. And but why I turned Rent down when I got Mimi in Rent in London, it was a dream come true, of course. I saw it 96 in New York, blew me away.
hmm
It was just amazing that I got offered that part, but at the same time, I got offered this part. But the thing that was my choice was that my brother had two kids when I was in Germany. I met them, and I was this great aunt that just bought them this hysterical gift to compensate my time from being away from my family. So for me, it was actually that I wanted to get to know my brother's children,
Mm.
and be at home, because then I was away like 3 4 years something in Germany, and you get tired. I was like doing we did 8 shows a week for some years there, and it was I experienced a lot of different things there, and I was thinking, London is London. It's fantastic. But in Sweden, I also have it's a very great life here. So living for that cost in one bedroom in, whatever
Mm-hmm.
zone, great. But my heart wanted to come home. And then, Peter, I took that choice. I stand for that choice because 1 year later, after I did this Bad People, and it was great. Still to this day, it plays and they play the song. So it was, for me, it was the right choice also career wise. But 1 year later, they're going to put up Rent in Copenhagen. And I do the audition, uh, and I get Mimi. And I do it in Danish. And that's where I met Cora, my husband.
Yeah.
6 years ago.
Mm.
So I met the father of my children there. I did it a year later because it was truly the part that I wanted to do. I've never been impressed by. I hope I was going to say anything, but it's not true. But for me, it was always the heart. I never took things for like money or for fame or for, because I turned a lot of things down that didn't feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's freedom. Freedom to have the choice to choose what I want without too many other people saying you have to do this, you have to do this to maintain or do. No, I choose here.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's
So yeah,
amazing. That's amazing. And I
I
love it
got to
because,
do it, but in a different city.
yeah, it's love it. I love it. And that's a great lesson for everyone, young and quote unquote old, that go with your heart and know when you look back, you're going to not regret because you went with your heart.
Right.
And then you'll see how it all makes sense when you step back, like you met your husband, now, the father of your children, and you got a chance to spend time with your niece and
Family.
nephew, your
Hmm.
brother, the family. So important. And that's amazing. And I love looking back on that. Now, when you do look back now, and you look back at your time at Starlight, you look back up until this moment, all the work that you've done, lessons you've learned, and the decisions you've made. What part of you as that performer is still here with you today from those moments, if that makes sense?
Um, well, trying to be humble for the things. Just because we've done this forever doesn't mean that we know it. And through all of this, even though how much we learn, there's still much more to learn, and to know that there's always,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then also, this comes from my parents, though. They always said, I mean, I'm competitive. I can't deny I don't like to win, but um, also not to compete with others, because you can't, because we're all unique. So if you want to compete with yourself. And I think that kind of helped me through all the productions, every role, every part,
Mm-hmm.
is to stay in that and not spread the energy to bad things that don't really bounce off well to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
But trying to, another actor told me when I was a child there as well, you said before, when I was um, working from 5 years old, I was in productions as well, and I saw the older actors and people going in, on the side of the stage. You watch the good people and you learn, but you also watch the bad and you say, I don't want to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
He was rude to one of the dancers. Why? I don't want to be like that. And then, of course, you grow up and you make mistakes on your own as well, of course. But I learned a lot just by watching.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, to have fun. We need to have fun, god damn it.
Yeah, I totally get that, and that's me right now. Yeah, we only have this moment right now, and let's have fun now. We don't have to wait till one day I'm going to be happy. One day I'm going to have fun. Now, right now, this moment. So I totally
Whatever
agree with
makes
that.
you happier, do it. I mean, if people going for a walk or you go to whatever, for me it's to sing, to get that energy going, and to, of course, to be with family and such, friends,
Yeah,
but and cook and whatever other joys there are in life. But and especially now with the situation we have, I mean, the world has always been
yeah,
up and down a bit, but now it seems crazier than ever. So.
crazy. Yeah, now I probably know the answer to this question, but obviously I want to hear from you. I don't want to assume anything. And as we
Okay.
wrap this up, what keeps you strong now?
I would say awareness,
Mm,
trying to be aware is what keeps me strong because that's what keeps me now. And
mm,
that's what keeps me doing my workout hours and working on my stuff and doing every bit. And also, what keeps me strong is that I like to have my checklists.
mm,
And I see what's been done and not what has not been done yet. So I try in the end of the day, so, okay, good. I did this today. Well, before I used to think, oh, I didn't do that and that is still left in the blah, blah. But to see what you have achieved, what you're working on, blah, 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 that's also the mindset, I think,
mm.
that you answer. But yeah, did that answer
Yeah.
the
Now,
question?
if you could, if you could sit down with your younger self and you choose that younger self, whether it's the 4 year old you, the 16-year old you, or the
Okay.
19, 20-year old you, you decide, what would you say to you now?
Um, just go for it. Don't be, it's nice to be nice, but um, it's not nice to yourself to be um, too nice to people who don't, not like doormat thing, but that whole, you were naive and think nice of everyone. But I would say, I would say that just to have stayed a little bit more focused on and not take up responsibility for other people's feelings.
Mm,
Take responsibility for my own feelings. That's the only thing even that we can control. I mean,
mm-hmm, mm. No,
so try
mm,
to keep that
uh,
core,
understood.
I guess.
Yeah, understood. Awareness. I love that. What advice would you give to someone starting on this journey to be a performing artist? What advice would you give them today?
Discipline,
Mm,
strategy, plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D,
mm-hmm,
up to Z.
mm,
Hard work out your body because that is your tool. If you're not up for it, you're not up for it. So work out, and that also helps me to keep my energy in my brain in the morning workout to
mm,
focus on what I should
mm-hmm.
do. Um,
Amazing.
Focus and have fun
Love it. I
and be
love it.
kind.
Be
Try to
kind.
be kind.
Be kind. I know as as performing artists, I know I did, went through a phase where my ego got the most of me and I thought I was all that. And that was at the cost of not being kind and being rude to people that I thought were less than me. So that's great advice. That's what I would tell my younger self. Don't, don't be so full of yourself.
No, but
Yeah.
I mean, it is a part. I see now I have two teenage children, and I mean, it is a part of growing up. So we have to, I think, forgive ourselves for those mistakes we made then. If we hurt other people, it was not intentionally, it was part of growing up of not having that
Mm-hmm.
perspective on things and consequence thinking. And so, yeah,
Mm.
it,
Yeah.
hopefully we can help our children.
Oh, without question. And last question. Last
Hmm.
question is my all my work is about living strong, about empowering people, and using our lives. Those of us that have lived longer than others, possibly. Just sharing our experiences and encouraging them to live strong mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. Just embrace life, live in the moment. So for you, when I say living strong, what does living strong mean to you?
Ooh. To be there where you're at, wherever you're at, be there. That is strong. If you, that's why also I sometimes you have events and engage, and if there is something going on that makes me not being able to focus there and not wanting my body to go there, then am I really good if I go, or should I listen and maybe spare this one and just collect myself or whatever it is what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So that choice is important, I think, to listen in words and not only do because I said I was gonna do this and this and this and this. Oof.
Mm-hmm.
And because you're not good if you don't want to be there, or if you're not there because of something else, then
Mm-hmm.
you should. Sometimes, of course, it's good to get over stuff, and by doing and showing up. That's not what I mean. Not to show up at work and such. Not at all.
Mm-hmm.
Every day at work, boom, boom. But with other things, that's
Mm-hmm.
important to take care of, because I think that's what makes you strong is when you're a good partner with yourself, then you're a team with
Mm-hmm.
yourself, so
Yeah.
that then it's one voice out, then it's not so many.
Mm. I
I
love
have so
that.
many already.
That's great. Great. I wanted to, you reminded me one of the, that's a great answer. Thank you so much for saying that. We have a
Thank you.
saying, share this with my students, that wherever you are, be there. Be
Oh,
there.
really cool.
Wherever you are, be there. And then be what we also call present focus. Be focused in the present. Be now. Like right now, you and I talking, and I'm here right now, and I have meetings. I have my whole day. It's early in the morning. Like right now, it's 9 o'clock in the morning for me. So my day is just starting. But with Nina Pressing, she's in Sweden, and I'm here in this moment, and appreciating your story and sharing your life with me. And so very quickly, I have to ask. Before we sign off, before I stop the recording, we won't sign off yet. I want to stop the
All right,
recording,
cool.
but share with everyone what you're doing right now. What's going on now in Nina's world?
um there's a lot of different stuff, but we just finished season here of Chicago, and I have this tribute to Liza Minnelli. Miss Liza Minnelli turns 80, so on her actual birthday, the 12th of March, I had a show for her, uh, and I'm doing some more with that. So I really enjoy singing her songs and celebrating her, because she's one of the show
Hmm.
lady number ones in the world.
Oh my
So
gosh! And I
that's
heard,
yeah.
yeah, you did a little clip on your Facebook, and your voice is amazing. And it's
Mhm.
you did a great job. It's such a great
Thank you so
job.
much.
What's your
Thank you.
favorite song to sing from Liza?
Oh, there's so many, but I mean, I have to say, it's just a matter of time is nice because it's understated in a way.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as obvious as Cabaret or New York, because it's there, but this is more figuring a bit. It's more like a river that takes you. In the story, I like
I'm
that.
not familiar with the title.
It's just a matter of time before our time begins. She's hoping for love.
Beautiful. Yeah. Wow. So that's
I
right
like that.
now. You like that. I love it. I love it.
I like love. Who doesn't?
I love it. I love it. That's great. And so you just finished that. You had that celebration, and right now you spending time with family, I'm sure.
Yes, and all different projects. I'm writing some as well, so I'm trying to get time for that. And well, family, as you said. And
Mm.
now, as springtime comes, and I looking at the whole garden here that I'm gonna try to. And we got a dog. Oh my God, we got a dog, a rescue dog.
Well, congratulations on that. A new family member.
Yes, a big Labrador Retriever, rescue dog, 4.5 years old. He's fantastic, so kind. But I
Uh,
was a cat person all my life. So now suddenly it's a whole new world.
Whole new world. You got to get out a lot with the labs. You have
I
to, they
love it. Yeah,
love
he eats
love
everything
running.
too.
Sounds like my grandson. But that's great. Well, Nina, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to share with me, and it was fabulous. I love the journey, and I can't wait to hear
Mm.
more. So, I'll stay connected with you. Stay connected with me, and you never know.
Yes,
Hopefully, I
thank
can see
you.
you when we go to Germany, and you'll be
Absolutely. Are
come
you
by to the
kidding me? Of
40
course.
anniversary if they're still there, and I believe they I'm sure they'll still be there because it's only a couple of years away. But
I
you
hope so. I'm counting on it.
yes, and
It, wa-
you
it
have
was it's so lovely. We haven't spoken for so many years. I don't know how many,
mm,
but it's like just this to reconnect like this and meet where we're at now
mm-hmm,
from our different life
yeah,
chapters is wonderful.
it's
Thank
beautiful.
you.
If you love community and connecting with people who want to grow, encourage one another, and live strong mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, I created a place for that. Welcome to the Living Strong community. This is our community wall where members share reflections, encouragement, ideas, and what they're doing to live strong in their daily lives. Inside the classroom, I share lessons, tools, and frameworks from the Living Strong method, things you can actually do and practice in your everyday life as you live strong. Now, if this speaks to you, on screen there's a link and a QR code, or you can just click the link in the description of this video or in the comments below. We'll see you there. Remember, living strong is just a tap away.
Living strong.